Hey guys, so for today for SAT skills practice, what we're going to be starting with is the process of substitution, right? And again, a bunch of you probably know this very well already, but since we're starting with the basics of SAT skills that you'll see on it for math, we got to start off with the basics. And all substitution is replacing a variable with a number. That's all it is. So what I mean by that, let's say that we had the expression 4f plus 7, right? Let's say I had that expression, 4f plus 7, and I tell you that f is equal to 3. All substitution is now, wherever you see an f, you replace that f with a 3, right? So, again, let me just write this over. It would be 4. We know that f is 3, so we'd substitute the 3. Plus 7, and that's all substitution is. It's taking a variable, replacing it with a number. And now simplifying. You always got to follow the order of operations. And order of operations says before adding or subtracting, you got to multiply or divide, right? Pennies is what a lot of you remember it as. So before you add, you got to multiply, right? Whenever you have a number next to parentheses, it's multiplication. So 4 times 3 is going to end up being 12, right? Let's not forget the plus 7. So again, all I did was 4 times 3, which gave me 12. Now if we do 12 plus 7, 12 plus 7 is 19. And that's all substitution is, guys. It's just taking one number and replacing it with another one. In this case, f was 3, so we just substituted it for f. Let's just do a little bit more practice just for you guys to actually get the hang of it. And if you guys get the hang of it, see how much you guys can actually do. Let's say I were to do 5. M minus 2, and let's say that m is equal to 7, right? If I were to do that now, again, wherever you see m, you're going to end up substituting 7, so it's going to end up being 5, right? We know that m is 7, so it's going to be 7 minus 2, right? And now it's just working our way through it. Remember, order of operations, you got to do parentheses first. So forget about the 5 that's outside for now. Inside the parentheses, we know that 7 minus 2 is 5, right? And then, whenever we have this now, a number next to parentheses, it's multiplication. We know that 5 times 5 is going to end up giving us 25, right? That's all it was. Wherever we saw n, we just substituted it for 7. Let's go into something a little bit more trickier, just to see if you guys can actually handle it, which I'm almost positive you guys can. It's now dealing with multiple variables, right? If I were to do, even before multiple variables, if I were to see 7a minus 3a plus 2, and let's say that a was equal to 1, right? So wherever we see a, we're going to substitute it for 1. In this case, it's going to be multiple places. So we would do 7 times 1, right? Minus 3 times, again, wherever we see a, it's 1, right, plus 2. So all we did, everywhere we saw a, we substituted 1. Everything else stayed the same, right? And now it's just working our way through it. Again, multiplication always comes first. So what we would do, 7 times 1 is 7, minus 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2. So 7 times 1 was 7, 3 times 1 was 3, 2 was by itself, plus sign, minus sign, and now just go through the order. We know that 7 minus 3 is 4, right? Plus 2, and then 4 plus 2 is 6. So again, always follow the order, but always make sure you guys are actually substituting everything where it needs to go. Let me just give you one more of these, guys. Again, I'm pretty sure you all have a hang of it, but since we're starting off SATs, I don't know what everybody understands. So it's just starting off with the basics. Last one, let's say that I were to give you something along the lines of 8g minus 4h plus 2i, right? And let's say that g is 5. Let's say that h is 3. Let's say that I is 6. Right? So now that we have all of this, It's just literally substituting it everywhere we see it, right? So we have 8. We know that G is 5. So we substitute G with 5 minus 4. We know that H is 3, right? Plus 2. And we know that I is 6. So all I did is I just substituted, right? G was 5. H was 3. I was 6, right? And now just work your way through it. So again, whenever we have numbers next parentheses, it's always multiplication. 8 times 5 is 45. 8 times 5 is 40. Minus, we know that 4 times 3 is 12. Plus, we know that 2 times 6 is 12. Right? And now, so again, all I did, 8 times 5 is 40. 4 times 3 was 12. 2 times 6 was 12. And now it's just simplifying it. And some people may notice something immediately, but I'll work through it. Your answer is going to be 40 immediately. But again, if you were to do this, if you were to go in order, 40 minus 12 is 28, right? Plus 12 equals 40, right? Because then 28 plus 12 is 40. So all we did, 40 minus 12 was 28. 28 plus 12 was 40. That was our answer. Or you could have just seen right from the beginning where you have a negative 12, you have a positive 12. The negative 12 and the positive 12 cancel out, and they would have just left you with 40. Again, little tricks once you start getting comfortable with it. Hope this helped, guys. See you then.